What's up YouTube? Today we're going to have a look through another big box of junk, RC Nitro junk. Let's see what we've got in here. It looks plasticky. Some kind of Tamiya. If you know which one, let me know. I've got in a lot of trouble in the past. People are harassing me. Oh, it's a TB01, it's a TL01, it's a TB01D. I can't really tell the differences, but if you know, let me know which one that is so I can get rid of it. What's this? This is some sort of Schumacher touring car, 1/10 scale vintage, and I think it's the SST model with that distinctive battery arrangement from the day when we used to use saddle packs, which is 6 cells split into 2 packs of 3, and that's the way you would mount a battery, 3 there and 3 there. That's quite distinctive about this touring car. Belt drive, 4-wheel drive. You do have a differential in there, it's working smoothly. Nice tight ball diff. If you're not aware about Schumacher cars, they're designed in England by an ex-Cosworth engineer, and they were really decent quality bits of kit, and they still are. But these vintage ones, you know, were a pretty big step up in the RC scene all round for the level of engineering and quality you got in an RC vehicle. Oh, he's got the underbody neons. Look at that light arrangement. You know he was fast and furious, this chap. But he only had 5 cells in his battery pack. He just needed more, 2 of them, the big ones. Again, if you can help me out, which variant of Tamiya is this? I'm not really sure. Got an old receiver on there. Must be quite an old one if he was running a 40 megahertz Futaba receiver, but that's pretty useful to me. Oh, and is that a fancy Futaba servo? A digital Futaba one with a metal gear, and it's not steel, so I reckon that's a pretty fancy servo. I'll have to look up the specs of that later. There you go, and then oddly a 5-cell battery pack. Let's have a look at that quickly. Some kind of pink battery in there. Could be worth opening up. Body shell. Three-quarters of a car. What's this, a HSP backwash? This is your current ubiquitous Chinese Nitro car, rebranded under many guises, but they are actually pretty decent. They're pretty easy to work on, they're pretty reliable. They do go quite well, I mean really well actually. So not to be sniffed at, but that would just be for spares. I always need these battery boxes, so sounds odd, you got the rest of it and that's the bit I need, but that's the bit I always need. Ooh, under here we've got some bigger things, haven't we? What's this? Now what is this? Nice wheels. Those deep dish mesh. Again, I need your help guys. If anyone knows what this is, please let me know. I think I did know once, but can't remember offhand. It's got that real exo cage going on, which looks factory, it's just not homemade. It's a 1/8 scale, size wise. That's the underneath if it helps you. And it looks actually in pretty good condition. Tyres still got nearly full tread on them. That's the drivetrain if you can see it. So it's just rear wheel drive, only a shaft going to the back, but if you look in there, it looks like it was expandable to 4-wheel drive if you were to fit a differential in there. Well, we've got some working steering here, but no engine. Nice compartment for the engine there. And that's a HoBao RS200 servo. What's next? First we've got a receiver, Futaba 27 megahertz. Got a feeling this might be a bit decent. So we've got an RB engine, RB Limited, and the buggy is I can't work it out. I can't work out what model that is, but you can tell it's decent. You've got actual big bore dampers on there. You've got that competition type C hub arrangement. You've got decent hardware. Front diff in good order. Got a high-tech steering servo. Got a throttle servo. Also high-tech 645 MG. I'm trying to turn the engine over from underneath, from the flywheel. It's not moving, so that's partially seized. Back diff seems alright. Actually it doesn't. It's alright. Overall the 4-wheel drive seems alright. So yeah, what brand is this? Could be a Caster Racing. Got a feeling it is, but if you can help me out, I'll have to look up what this is. It's decent though, you can tell it's well made. It's a high quality RC, this one, for racing. Got a decent engine there, proper race engine and RB. Next, an old classic, a Hyper 7. We all know and love these, don't we? 1/8 scale rallycross buggy. These were a bit of a game changer when they came out. They made 1/8 scale racing accessible because it was actually pretty competitive out the box if you could drive. Had a good engine, good chassis, all worked. It wasn't a high-end buggy, but they do work, and they do work well. And it was a good runner and got a lot of people into Nitro and the bigger scale, more powerful rallycross type buggies. So I think I'll probably restore this now, because I've got a feeling quite a few people want to relive their youth, as it were, or have one of these on the shelf, or just to enjoy those good times of old. This is pretty manky if you look at it. Seen some dirty Nitros in my time. It's kind of up there, but let's see how it cleans up. Got sneaky short aerial here, so probably got a fancy receiver in there. Hopefully we can salvage that. And the engine, I'm turning it with my thumb, is not turning over, so got a seized engine there. Broken pull start, always an indicator as well of an engine that's failed or a car that's failed. Most likely when that broke, someone just put it away, threw it in the shed, and that was it for them. But overall it seems to be fairly present. Got a rolling drivetrain. All 4 suspension corners working alright. And not bad condition underneath. It's just okay. Right, nearly through this. Got some wheels, tyres. What's this? A 1/10 scale electric touring car, and that looks to me like a HPI RS4. Now that is, even that spare gear is seized, and you can see signs of rust. A Nitro car can take the rust fairly well, you can get it back, but even the steering's seized. So this has been out in the wet. It's pretty bad for an electric one. They don't kind of have the duty level of fixings. We'll see if we can get it back, or it might just have to go for parts. I see people are redoing these back up now, because again it was a car of an era, the HPI RS4 touring car. Manky, nasty. Last car from the box with the chassis. We've got another HPI Racing. Which one's that? This is not their trophy. This is that odd one in between that I can't remember the name of. That was a bit better. Nice big bore dampers. They're working alright. Diff's alright. Always missing them battery box covers, as I've mentioned before. You'd be surprised, but got a real shortage of them going on. Centre diff turning, brakes, front, suspension good. I mean, you can see the quality of that suspension. Look at that articulation, good range of movement, well damped, decent travel. Just showing you guys, because if you've got a trophy or the older Lightning or hot bodies, they do make improvements over time. There are design innovations, different front hub arrangement there, and they do make the difference. So hopefully you get a bit of an idea from looking at these videos of it in person, to see what other Nitros are like, other brands, how they do it. That's quite a nice chassis, that. Quite well worn. Very well worn, actually. In fact, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's getting quite thin by this part. So that's been raced quite well. He's had a good time with this, whoever had this before. Good on him. Let's see what's left in here. Have a scrabble around. Got some radio stuff from a Pure 10 Alpha, the old brown colour one. Yep, that was a time when plastics were brown. Few servos. It's got a hammer in here for some reason. I'm not sure what these things are. That's a rubbish. ACOM servo, glow plug driver. This looks like one of these adjustable glow plug drivers, so that could be quite good. Quite useful. You can adjust the power output of them with different applications. Digital gauge. ACOMs. And what's this? A Savox servo. SC024MG. there you have it. Let me know if you recognise any of these things, can help me out with some of the brands and models. God, what a pile of junk.